So today we're going to go over solving radical equations. We have the equation given below. So this is our original equation. And we're trying to solve for x. As you can see, we have an x on the left-hand side and an x on the right-hand side. So we're going to try and simplify first. We want to isolate the radical. That's the strategy. So to isolate the radical, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. On the left-hand side, we're left with 2x plus 2. And on the right-hand side, we're left with square root of 100 minus 12x. Now we want to eliminate the radical. In order to eliminate the radical, we're going to square both sides. Remember, whatever we do to one side, we have to do the same thing to the other side. So we're trying to get rid of the radical on the right, so therefore we have to square the left. The square root and the square cancel. So on the right-hand side, we're left with 100 minus 12x. And on the left-hand side, we have 2 binomials. And the reason why I'm going to write this out is to remind you that we're going to have to FOIL the left-hand side. So to simplify the left-hand side, we end up doing 2x times 2x, which is 4x squared. Outer is 2x times 2, so plus 4x. Inner, plus 4x. And last, plus 4. We still have, right now, the 100 minus 12x on the right-hand side. So what we want to do is collect like terms, and we want to set one side equal to 0. So collect like terms, set equal to 0. Personally, I like to keep my x squared positive, so I'm going to bring everything to the left-hand side. I'm going to subtract 100, and I'm going to add 12x. That's going to give the right-hand side equal to 0. So when we collect like terms, we end up getting 4x squared plus 20x minus 96. We want to solve for x. I'm going to first notice that I have a common factor of 4. So I'm going to factor out the 4. And then I'm going to factor the parentheses. So we're looking for numbers that multiply together to get negative 24 and add together to get positive 5. So x plus 8, x minus 3. So now we have our factors. In order to solve for x, we're going to set all of our factors equal to 0. So we end up getting 4 equals 0. That doesn't make sense. So that gives us no solution. X plus 8 equals 0. So that gives us x is equal to negative 8. And x minus 3 equals 0. So that gives us x is equal to 3. So we have 2 different answers that could possibly be x. The most important thing here is we have to check. So the question is not going to tell you to check, but you have to check by substituting back into the original. So I'm first going to check x is equal to negative 8. So 2 times negative 8 is equal to the square root of 100 minus 12 times negative 8 minus 2. The left-hand side simplifies to be negative 16. The right-hand side we get the square root of 196, and then minus 2. The square root of 196 is 14, minus 2. So we end up getting negative 16 is equal to 12. That is not a true statement. So actually, x is equal to negative 8 does not work. Now we need to check our other answer. So we take x is equal to 3, we plug it back into the equation. 2 times 3 is equal to the square root of 100 minus 12 times 3 minus 2. 6 is equal to the square root of 64 minus 2. 6 is equal to 8 minus 2. 6 is equal to 6. Oops, why did I do that? And that is true. So that means that our answer is only x is equal to 3.